Good afternoon, Coimbatore. You know, one thing that I'm learning today is that there's definitely a connect between the soils of Tamil Nadu and entrepreneurship. Let me share with you for yourselves. So let me share with you, even my MD and CEO, Ms. Chitra Ramakrishna, is from Tamil Nadu. So she's been one of the founding members who has led NSE to what it is today. Are you aware, I hope you're aware of NSE. Show of hands, please. Oh, that's gratifying. So how many of you are aware of the market share of NSE? Okay, random guesses. Oh, I heard a right number. This is one of the rare occasions when I hear a right number. So somebody there said 80%. Yes, we have 80% of market share, and we have done that in 21 years. So to have done that in 21 years, I mean to have crossed an establishment which was more than 100 years old in flat 21 years. In fact, we kind of crossed our nearest competitor in the first year of our operation. So I completely connected with most of the speakers today in what they said, like, you know, do you see what others don't see? I think we at NSE did see what others were not seeing. We started, you know, the securities trading in electronic fashion, which kind of changed the story of the securities market, so on and so forth. So one thing that NSE has repeatedly kept doing is the fact that we have created new product baskets to cater to the needs of the market, and that has, you know, kept us going. So, you know, you have to keep seeing the things that others don't see to kind of continue to be where you are. You'll all agree that it is easy to be, probably it is easier to come to the numero uno position, but it is more difficult to kind of remain there. So from that perspective, what has helped us is the fact that we have kept redefining the securities marketplace, and especially what the securities markets provides for. Today I'm here before you to talk to you about one of the recent launches that we have made, which is the SME listing platform. Well, I can't tell you anything more about SMEs than what you already know, but yes, we all know that they are the engines of the growth, very much required for inclusive growth. So they are the ones which will actually enable the Make in India thing that we are all aiming for today. So world over, I just want you to look at the second point there. World over, SMEs are accounting for 55 to 95% of countries' GDP. Rajiv's PPT also kind of indicated that. But we are at 17%. Are we all less capable? Definitely no. So what is it that is stopping us? You know, you heard about the other challenges of scaling up and how to deal with it. Here the key to scaling up that I'm going to talk about is finance. Well, let me tell you your own story. So we all start our business with our own money. And then, you know, we probably, I think Dr. Velumani also repeated it. So then we borrow it from our family, then from our friends, and then we go to the friendly neighborhood bank. But you know, the banks, while they are doing a yeoman service in kind of providing finance to the SMEs, there's a limitation to debt that you can get. First, you need to have collateral. So your debt is restricted to the amount of collateral that you can produce. Second, it is also, you know, there is a debt equity ratio that is there in the company. So when you increase your equity, you actually increase your capability of getting debt. So these would be the two restricting factors which will at some point of time constrain the growth of a SME. We've talked about the other challenges, so I will let that pass. What is the value proposition for an SME? Before I get into it, I think one question that I would like to address, one question that is usually asked to me, I would like to address is, why is there a need for a separate SME platform? Well, on the main board, you know, let me just throw a few statistics here. So we have about 1,200 odd companies listed on the main board, and the collective market capitalization of these 1,200 odd companies is $1.5 trillion. Which is more than the GDP of this country. But while this is a, you know, make good feeling, but the concern here is that, you know, our country probably boasts of much more entrepreneurship than this. the fact that when the regulatory team, the exchanges, and the government sat together, finance ministry sat together and discussed, one fact that came out is that probably most of the companies are unable to reach the level to kind of get listed on the main board. So the thought process was, what is it that can be done to kind of enable them to hasten their pace of growth? You know, the companies that are getting listed even now are, you know, have long history, and, you know, they have kind of built them, they've taken that much time to kind of reach there, most of them. So what is it that could actually hasten the pace of growth of these companies? So the outcome of this thought process was an SME listing platform. So what if we created a separate listing platform for the SME companies, which could actually propel them into the global level, help them to scale up? Now, that is what I'm going to talk about. Now, what is the value proposition for you as SMEs to list on an exchange? First of all, the credibility that is associated with NSE gets associated with your organization. You are listed on the same platform as the Reliances and the Tatas of the world, so the visibility that comes to you is phenomenal. You know, even to, even if you give an ad in a local paper, it's going to probably cost you a couple of lakhs. But this visibility is coming as a part and parcel of your getting listed on an exchange. So we talked about visibility, we talked about credibility. I will save efficient raising of capital for last. Corporate governance, well, when you're associated with a stock exchange, when you're a listed company, you know, while you may be doing well, some of you may be doing, and some of you may not be so, governed by the rules that the market needs, you will be required to follow a discipline that the stock exchanges require of you. And once you are listed, the others in the stakeholder group, the market, recognizes the fact that since you're a listed company, there will be certain corporate governance norms that you would be following. And that gives an added credibility to the company. Talking about efficient raising of capital. So let's say if you are borrowing, say, about 1 crore of a capital, what would be the rate of interest that you would be paying? 12, 13 is the number that I'm hearing. Fine. So, which means there's an annual outflow of 13 lakhs, right? And I'm not even taking into consideration the fact that you also have to make the repayment of the principal amount. So this annual outflow, and I have taken a small amount of 1 crore only, which probably is not really going to be feeding into your growth requirements. But, you know, even with this 1 crore, the kind of outflows that we are talking about, they're going to directly impact your balance sheet, you know, and probably constrain your growth again. So what are we talking about here? We are talking about a one-time cost that you are incurring, which is going to give you loan-free and repayment-free kind of a capital, plus an opportunity to raise further capital, which is why we call it an efficient way of raising funds. Now, when you have visibility, credibility, and a corporate governance structure, it impacts on your valuation. We'll deal on that a little later. I want to spend a few minutes on valuation and what it does to your company, so I'll leave that for the moment. Now, one thing that this SME listing platform provides for is an opportunity to migrate to the main board. So all companies which are actually listed on SME Emerge board can move to the main board in 2 years' time. So they have an option to move to the main board. So the companies actually have a route to transcend into the main board of National Stock Exchange. The only condition is that your paid up capital should be at least rupees 10 crore. At this juncture, maybe I'll also clarify what is SME definition when it comes to listing on an SME exchange. So whenever we talk about SME, we usually align it to the MSME definition of investment in plant and machinery, which is not true in case of a listing platform. What we are looking at is any company which has a paid up capital of less than 25 crores. Any company with a paid up capital of less than 25 crores is eligible to list on an SME platform. And if the paid up capital is up to 10 crores, it is eligible for migration after 2 years of having listed.